encara Messi, gol, 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 gol,
They said he was done. They said he was too old. They said the legs were gone. They said this World Cup was too late, too far, too much to ask of a man who is almost 40 years old. And tonight, in Kansas City, Lionel Messi looked every single one of those people in the eye and scored. 3 times. Let me say that again slowly, because I need you to understand what just happened. A 38-year-old man who has been playing professional football for 2 decades just scored the first hat-trick of his entire World Cup career. And not just any hat-trick, a hat-trick that tied the greatest goal-scoring record in World Cup history, 16 goals. Equal to Miroslav Klose, the most goals ever scored in a FIFA World Cup, and he's got the whole tournament still ahead of him. This is not a football video. This is not a highlights breakdown. This is not your regular match analysis. This is a conversation about something that only happens once in a generation, maybe once in a lifetime. This is about what it means when the greatest player who ever lived decides he is not finished yet. This is about fear, real fear, the kind that makes defenders nervous just seeing his name on a team sheet. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why Lionel Messi in this 2026 World Cup is the most dangerous thing in football right now. And I mean dangerous in the most beautiful, terrifying, glorious way possible. Let's go. Before we talk about what happened last night, I need to set the scene, because I think a lot of people are underestimating what it even means for Messi to be here. Think about this. The year was 2006. Germany, a World Cup. A skinny 18-year-old kid from Rosario, Argentina comes off the bench, receives the ball, and scores against Serbia and Montenegro. Argentina's youngest ever World Cup goal scorer, the 7th youngest in the history of the tournament. People called it a sign of things to come. They had no idea. 20 years later, 20 years, that same man is still at the World Cup, still scoring, still the most dangerous player on the pitch. He has now played in 6 FIFA World Cups. 6. No outfield player in the history of the men's game has ever done that. And here's what nobody is talking about. This is not a retirement tour. This is not Messi coming to the World Cup to wave goodbye. He didn't get on the plane to North America to collect a participation trophy and kiss the badge one last time. He came here to hunt. The numbers don't lie. This season at Inter Miami, before the tournament even started, Messi had scored 12 goals and 8 assists in 14 games. He led the entire MLS in goals last season, 29 goals from 28 games. At 38 years old, he was the top scorer in America's top league. Not the top scorer over 35, not the top scorer for players still active from the 2006 World Cup. The top scorer. Full stop. He arrived at this World Cup in form. Real, blistering, undeniable form. And yet, and this is the part that kills me, people were still debating whether he should start. There were questions. Is he too old? Can he handle the physicality? Will Argentina rely on him too much? And Messi's answer to all of that was one game, one evening in Kansas City. 3 goals against Algeria. But here's what I really want you to understand. The hat trick is the headline. The headlines are always the easy part. What I want to dig into is the why. Why is this man still doing this at this age? Why does he still make defenders look like they've never played football before? Why, after 20 years on the biggest stage, is Messi somehow more dangerous now than he has ever been? And the answer, I think, is something that nobody really talks about. Let me paint you a picture. You are a defender. You are a professional footballer. You have trained your entire life for this. You have studied opponents. You have watched film for hours. You have prepared for every situation. And then you look up, and Lionel Messi is running at you. What do? This is the question that has haunted defenses for 20 years, and nobody has found the answer. Because the scary thing about Messi is not his pace. He has never been the fastest player on the pitch. The scary thing about Messi is not his physicality. He is not the strongest, not the tallest, not the most imposing presence physically. The scary thing about Messi is that he always knows what you are going to do before you do it. Football people call it football IQ, but that word doesn't do it justice. What Messi has is closer to a superpower. His brain processes a game at a speed that is genuinely different from normal human beings. Scientists have actually studied this. His anticipation, his spatial awareness, his reading of movement, it operates faster than the defenders can react. Here is the terrifying part about Messi at this stage of his career. That brain has only gotten better. His legs might have slowed down just slightly, but his mind has become a weapon that no defense in the world has figured out. Because now, he doesn't need to beat you with pace, he beats you before you even move. Watch what he did against Algeria last night. 3 goals, each one completely different from the last. The first one, he finds space before the ball even arrives. He doesn't sprint into position. He walks, he drifts, he almost looks disengaged, and then suddenly the ball is at his feet and he's in the perfect spot and the goalkeeper has no chance. That's not luck, that's 20 years of understanding exactly where to be. The second goal, a poacher's finish. In the box, reading the rebound, arriving before anyone else. This is a different Messi than the one who used to dribble 5 men and score solo. This is a Messi who understands his role has evolved and he has evolved with it. He doesn't try to be the 20-year-old who could run forever. He is a 38-year-old who understands football better than anyone on earth, and he uses that knowledge like a scalpel. The third goal, clinical, a back pass from Nicolas Gonzalez, and Messi finishes it as if it's a training session. No hesitation, no second guessing. The kind of finish that only comes from someone who has made that exact movement so many times that his body does it automatically while his brain is already thinking 2 moves ahead. 3 goals, 3 completely different types of intelligence. That is what makes him dangerous. That is what makes him terrifying. Not any one skill, not pace, not power, not just technique. It is the combination of everything assembled over 20 years into the most complete football player the world has ever seen. And he has only just started. And I think he's not done, he is getting started. Defending the World Cup is their #1 priority right now.